pretty. Hey, Jaded. Jaded Tomas. Hey, melanated Angie. The ladder's at the top. Lord, Uda done messed up. Hey, Star. Yeah, Tomas, you got to go back and watch that one. That was awesome. That was awesome. Yes, after party. I ain't ready to go to sleep yet, Twanoonin. I'm still awake. And then Uda tells me later to come over to there. Let me go see where he's at. First he tells me to go live over here. Oh, somebody's knocking at the door. Angie and Uda.
Uda. Yo, that shit was powerful, family. Powerful,
I told
family.
y'all it was gonna be
Powerful,
Now,
family.
did you see why I kept it a secret?
I told you I ain't want. Didn't I tell them people that? Oh, do you know already? I said I don't want to know everything. Particular, I like watching TV. I like movies, but I don't watch TV. So when I'm watching CCC TV, when I'm doing certain things, when I'm watching certain good channels out here that's rocking with us, like the Information Man Show, certain people, Chuck Morgan, Tarkino New Pool, and I'm watching certain channels. This is my TV, man. It's real. So that's the type of vibe, man. But that energy right there. Very informative. I salute you, CCC. It was very powerful.
We getting back to what we usually do over here at the treehouse.
Yeah, man. I salute you, Queen, on that one. Salute everybody on the pull up on that. All the rabbits in the chat, all the trees in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Throw them trees in there. You already know it's the treehouse, man. Yeah, man. Salute to everybody for that, man. Salute to everybody that was a part, man. The chat and everybody who was on the panel. Brother Malik. Everybody, man. Dr. Enki on the chime in.
JT fanboying over Chuck while I'm fanboying over JT.
Yeah, man. Eric Barnes, shout out to my man E, always on the pull up, man.
Yes.
Eve too.
Yes, Hunty.
Yeah,
We
man,
might
that
not have
was
got
cool.
but a 477 views, but you know what? Most of them is people that stayed the
No, that was
whole
consistent.
time.
That was consistent. That was good, man. If you
That number
unless you
stayed at
some
100
people
and
looking
something.
for
Once it
different
hit
things.
100, it stayed at 100. It never went under. And that's good for, my channel.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. That's great. But no, it's beyond that. The content in that video, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
man. That is a timeless stream. That is a timeless stream. Trust me. That stream right there is timeless. So anybody that's watching or listening, if you ain't streamed that on the channel, or if you could go catch a quick snippet out of there, put it on Facebook, put it
Malik.
on Instagram, anything, Twitter, whatever you want to put it on. You already know the vibe, man. Send people to that video, send people to that stream, get
Yes.
Mike message out. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely get Mike message out because this is what it's about. Now that we did half of the job, everybody that was a part of the mission in the chat, all the leaders in the chat and the leaders on the panel, we were all a part of that energy. We all pulled that energy and made that now. Now we got a next job to do by pushing the energy now. Same how we was
Mhm.
just talking about energy and how we can use this thing is the same type of concept. We got to take this energy now. Now we have to push it now. Now we have to share this, boom, and get this message out. All right. We know all the other thing you want to share. All right, cool. We're gonna pause all that. Share this. This is what you share. I'm not telling you to share nothing on
Mhm.
one community. I ain't telling you to share nothing. Y'all share if y'all want to share. I'm telling you nothing.
Hey.
Share this
Hey
stream that you
Malik,
just saw.
you gotta come up and tell us about Pickle Man. We never
Come on,
finished
bro. Pull up, man, because you
that.
didn't really get into
Oh,
your.
and you didn't
He
see,
asked a
honey.
good
You had
question
left.
too. I like when
Sonetta
he went to
tried to
the
climb up.
Olay button.
Sonetta tried to climb up to the treehouse, but
He did.
apparently he
I was
slipped
wondering if
and
it was
hit
true.
every branch on the way down.
No, no, oh my God. See, you lucky I'm not
I
plugged into
didn't
my
drop
system.
him. He fell off twice.
You lucky I'm not plugged in. I'd have played the sound effect. Listen, yo, I was wondering. I
Let's
wasn't
play
seeing
it
it.
and
Did he
see.
come up? He
Yeah,
came up
he
for
came
real?
up twice because the first time I thought it was a troll and he fell off. And then the second time he had his camera on, but he fell off again. I said, yep, God don't like ugly. Sure enough, don't.
It
Man, why would
reminded
he
me
come?
of the scene from Spaceballs.
That's crazy, man.
That's funny.
That's Angie.
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to pull up and just say,
That was
sis, I am so proud of you for putting that
right.
thing together and for
How did
all of
you?
y'all
Real, that
um
was good, yo.
to
I'm happy for you.
collaborate. That was a really good. I
I'm
haven't
really
watched that.
happy for
To
you.
me, that was like
The best.
documentary
That
worthy,
was
like
a
something.
docu.
Um, and
Speaking.
just to hear, someone um, that I think a lot of people have been speculating about low key,
Hmm.
show their face and say, hey, this is my experience. This is what happened, who done it, for what reasons and why.
Yeah.
But you know
And
what? He's the only person that had a problem coming up besides Devanya. There go Remy pulling up to the after party.
What's up? What's
That
yeah,
up?
was
What's
the
up?
ancestors holding them off the live.
How long? How
Yeah,
many
that
let
was
me
a
people did
good
you
out.
hold
show.
for how long? What was your live looking like?
I only had a couple pairs. I had like 10 people.
I don't
Everybody
know. YouTube
that was
seemed kind
over
of
at on
I
quiet
your
didn't
tonight
live
share it.
overall.
and bouncing back and forth.
I didn't even share it.
That's
I
what we
just said,
want, Malik. We want the secret life of Pickle Man. We want you to come up here and tell us the secret life of Pickle Man. Only you can do that.
That's funny.
You knew what I wanted. Come on, you better start fixing your phone, or they gonna do
I'm
you like they
crying.
did Chief Holiday, and it's gonna be a Cuban crisis struggle phone troll rolling around YouTube.
Mm, mm, mm.
But
Remember that? Remember that?
And you gotta have
Chief Holiday
a
struggle phone.
special VIP list for panel.
Say what?
mhm.
You gotta
I
make
gotta
a
Huh?
have a what for the
VIP list for
panel?
the panel nights like this. You gotta make a VIP note on nights like this.
Closed
Yeah,
circle
that was
conversations. Y'all better be glad I let anybody up. It's
Yeah.
usually just me and the guest.
yeah. Because
but
them things
but
right there, different work. That's a different work. That's
Malik,
a
yes,
different kind
we
of work.
are.
Yeah.
We are so ready. We have been anticipating Secret Life of Pickle Man. Come on, you gotta tell us.
I'm
Come on,
crying.
honey. We got letters coming from York to Polite that people said never existed, but he showed us a whole stack of them bitches. You have got to
It's
make this
real.
complete and come up here and tell us about the secret life of Pickle Man. We probably gonna regret it, but we still want you to come up here and do it.
Nah, but seriously, I just commend all of y'all for putting this together for
Thank
real.
you,
Like,
honey.
that was definitely something amazing to watch, especially with everything going on.
Mhm.
Um, you know, and it's like the further we get into this, the more that this rabbit hole seems to get deeper and all these entanglements between, you know, you got fraud with, you know,
Mhm.
501c3s, which JT was speaking about.
Yep.
You know, you have, you know, state money being defrauded at this point, you know.
Y'all did notice who was tagged in that video, right?
You know, it's a real
Make it
thing.
easy for them.
It's a real thing. So, I mean, you know, I'm just proud of y'all. I'm super proud of y'all.
I couldn't have done
Absolutely.
it without the help and support and the snack funds of everybody else.
The snack funds, you was eating
Yes,
brownies
the
all night.
thumbnails and
You and
the,
that funds.
yes, the snack/book fund. We already got 2 books for the Treehouse's bookshelf, for the Treehouse's real bookshelf because it ain't virtual. Well, the 3.
Telepathic messages and views. That's funny.
Oh,
He talking about
Tasha,
Pickle Man, huh?
I have a copy of that book. I was just going through my books today, and I
Um,
found a copy of the book that
Mark
Chuck was
Curry,
talking about, Black Indians.
Black Indians. You got it.
Yes, and I got a copy of it. And then I
Mm-mm.
and then I went back because when he said something about it, I went back and
Mm-hmm.
I found a chapter on York.
Hey,
So if I
Shad.
could figure out how to scan it, I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
priceless.
I had to look at who was speaking. You sounded just like Inky for a second. That was
Why am
spooky.
I? You know what? You know what? Um,
Like the first 10 seconds of you talking, I was like, when
Ink,
did Inky pull up? I was
For some
like,
strange reason, Inky couldn't enter the restream.
Inky be in
we
the
grew up
bushes. Inky be in the
45 minutes
bushes.
away from
We
each
had to
other.
call
The
in by
accent
Them
phone.
kind of
rabbits
just
be
is
in the
in
bushes.
that area.
Them
So
rabbits be in the bushes, y'all. Rabbits be in the bush.
that might be the issue because every
Jada,
time I
we
go
gonna need
live
you to
somewhere, they say that.
we gonna need you to get a green screen. I'm
It's just
sorry. I'm
And he was
it's my
tired and I
white
get
wall in the back.
goofy.
I'm
on the
sorry.
panel.
I just got a white wall.
Oh God.
No, that was
So,
epic.
Shad, so you
Man.
can
That
scan
was
with your
epic.
phone
I
and
ain't gonna
turn it
hold
into
you.
a
That was
PDF.
epic. You know, I know it's epic because I didn't want it to end. I really didn't
Yes.
want it to end. So I know I feel like that too. Man, I don't really watch TV like I told you, man. So I really watch like YouTube. I don't even
I
watch movies.
told
And
you
I'm a
that be
big
my
movie
ex
watcher.
sitting up
That
there
was like
listening
documentary
to
type stuff.
Carnoon
Like
and the
that
Chuck
same
News.
thing. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna talk. That shit
So
is that's
question.
We need an editor. We
So
need
yeah,
an
question,
yeah,
right?
go edit
editor.
that.
Sweet
Now
We
that
could
Ma,
we
chop that
Sweet
got
whole thing up.
Ma,
So we got Inky
Sweet Ma
parts.
Sweet
for
Yeah.
Ma.
life.
Better yet,
That
so
would be
Sweet
question.
good.
Ma. Tell Sweet Ma to chop that up sweetly. That's gonna be sweeter than sweet. Thank you. Sweet
Somebody
Ma
reach
Mhm.
Aunt.
out
We
to
need
her.
Sweet Ma
Get her to
Aunt.
tap in.
Nah, tell Sweet Ma Aunt for this one. Sweet Ma Aunt. Please bring
Mhm.
that.
Oh yeah,
Yo,
Yeah.
I got a question
that's
for the
Uda boo.
panel, right?
What's up,
Huh?
bro?
After hearing Michael's interview,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uma's interview,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Jacob.
Polite's Vlad interview, and then
Mm-hmm.
Leah and Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have any thoughts on what was going on? Does anybody have any thoughts?
I
It
think we
was an
still need.
infight.
My thought is, first of all, I think we still a couple people missing from this whole piece of the puzzle, and I think that Michael was such of a key piece that he's gonna lead to a couple of key figures coming into CCC, coming into the treehouse, and using the binoculars, giving us a couple of binoculars too. So I think we still need some other views, because remember when we talk about stuff like this, you know, Michael gonna talk about stuff. Everybody talks about stuff, and Michael was one of the people besides like a Chuck or like a Tarkino, like people don't really go into stuff when it comes to these kinds of things. People tell you things, but they don't really start breaking it down for you to try to
Yeah,
answer
because I
every
mean, look
question that
at
you
you
throw
be
at.
Right.
done sat up there and cased yourself up before you knew it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people don't be
It's
talking like that. Like Chuck,
yeah.
like how Chuck Morgan's talking Tarkino and Michael right now.
That
People don't
that
talk like
candid
honestly.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo. That shit is priceless. Like we still got to go back and process that conversation that we just listened to again,
Yes.
just to make
That's true.
sure. You feel
That's
me?
true. But
But
Frank,
based on that, that's
hey
why I try to ask
Frank,
a couple questions.
I
Like,
know you might still be watching. Climb your butt up the ladder and this time put on your safety belt. Okay?
but this time, you see, that's why I was trying to ask some questions. Like, maybe like after being in the cult, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you had to like even me, right? Like I was out there selling drugs, I was lifting guns, doing all the wild shit. I was part of gangs, I was a part of gang, all types of shit, son. So everything is a thinking. So I'm still breaking my mind down, still from the thinking, even though I've stopped certain things and I'm changing. But you gotta, it's a process to changing things that you've been doing for a long time. It doesn't even matter. So imagine something like a cult now. So, usually a person take a step back from anything, even in a relationship that goes wrong sometimes. You got to take a step back for yourself. And they be like, girl, get to know yourself. Yo, bro. A bro don't be telling you, like, yo, go out there and go get to know what you want to know. But a woman be like, yo, get to know yourself, girl. You need to take this time for yourself and things like that. So you need to take time for yourself. So that's why I was like, being in the case, like, seeing that you've been around a person like York and things like that. Do you think that polite man could have really been through the therapies like that, and he could have been like, you know what I mean, from this situation, because he was really knee deep in this situation. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really
Ain't
think
no
he's.
telling what York was writing him in them damn letters.
I know that, man. That's what I'm saying. It's mad stuff like that. That's why I was asking about the Uma thing too.
They must have been real close
Sometimes
if
they
he
aren't
wanted him to run a
stupid
store for it.
questions.
No,
Sorry.
but even what was a really interesting part to me is when he started talking about the visits, right? Even when we go back and make the comparison with the letters. He had mentioned that, York would say one thing to one person when they visited and then talk trash about them to the next
There's
person,
somebody else.
So
He had the family steady
right.
fighting.
I noticed that
So with
Jacob
that
said the
being
same thing he did
Yeah.
within the family too.
Yeah, so with that being said, we don't know what
Seemed like he ain't trust none
information
of
was in those letters. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he could have been telling Mike Noack. I'll just say Noack just to differentiate the Michaels.
Because Mike did say that
No, his
York
name is
gave him
Eugene.
permission to
Eugene.
run that
Oh,
bookstore.
Eugene.
And he
Eugene,
didn't want,
and
I
by the
forgot
way,
to change my avatar. I forgot to change to my good clothes, honey.
and by the way, he said his name was Eugene Noak.
Yeah.
No.
His name is
Listen, he
Eugene.
was mumbling.
Eugene,
His
Eugene,
bottom lip was
Eugene.
almost dragging the table. That was mumbling. Just like when they was asking York questions in court and he had his head bent and shit and he was shamed. That's that same shit. He was just trying to say that so he could later say that he was coerced or something. Say it straight. Michael Eugene Noack Jr.
I mean, regardless,
It's no
the
problem,
word
model.
is
We try to
typed
get
out on
everybody's
somebody's
questions
police
in.
report,
But then we had new people. We had new people that's fresh to it coming in, and they trying to
Overall, I think
understand
he shed a
everything.
lot of clarity.
But the thing is, they don't have to go back and watch the older stuff so that they can get the baseline to understand what's going on. Because they asking questions that's already been asked, and then people get frustrated and stuff.
Yeah, this is a build up because there's a lot of information in this. It's multi-layered because what people don't understand is this stuff goes all the way back to the '60s.
Yep, this is
Deeper.
35
Probably even
years
deeper.
worth of foolishness
Yeah,
before he got
definitely
out,
deeper.
and it's been
Definitely deeper,
19
right?
years. Oh, excuse me,
I
late
said, he said it
60s.
go deep. I said it probably even go deeper. You know that thing go deep.
York started in the late 60s because shortly before that, York just got out of jail for some kind of sleeping with an underage girl or something. Twice, if I'm not mistaken.
He got and
I told you
apparently
it was
according to
probably more
Jacob, he
victims
got
in there.
according to Jacob, he got the pedo treatment in there too.
Oh, word?
Yeah, according to Jacob, they said they did him dirty when he was in jail.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't hear
because
that
I
part.
think Jacob
So
was born
you know what I
before he
mean?
went to
Like,
jail,
Yeah, I
before they
didn't hear
even
that.
started anything.
yeah, because when and that goes
I
back
hope
to
they
that
give him that
demeanor in the
treatment now.
courtroom because people try to use that as a deflection.
Mm-hmm.
They go
Jacob
believe.
said the first time they were talking about prison, he
Mm-hmm.
was scared to go to jail, and his wife had to pull him to the side and say, "Your son is watching you."
I remember that.
Mm.
So you know what I mean? Like, so when you see that man in the courtroom and he got his head down and he look all dazed, he's scared.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yo, facing time is not cool. Like I don't know anybody who faced time and looked hard when they was facing time unless
Yeah.
the some of them cats on YouTube. But in real life, I never saw nobody look hard
Crazy
getting
motherfuckers.
sensitive. I ain't see
Hey, Malik,
nobody look hard. Shit, I didn't. I looked bothered.
hold on. Malik got to give us the secret life of Pickle Man.
Oh, yo, we
Malik, are
got
you
4 more
there? Can you
characters
hear
though.
us?
He named 3
We
more
listening.
characters.
Yeah,
Remember
no,
that Michael named 3 more characters, and Chuck went into a breakdown on one of them. I forgot the name. Darwin. I don't know what his name is. Sound like Darwin. I don't know what his name is.
Hey, T'Challa,
Pickleman got 3 friends, man.
Predator,
the creature from the Black
the
Lagoon.
man from the thing from Risk, and
That's what I'm talking about.
Malik, if you
It went
talking,
deeper
we
than I
can't
knew.
hear you.
Oh my god,
No,
Who
Hold
that?
on,
just
was
Who
that
her.
you,
you can't hear?
you can't hear me?
Malik? Yeah, I
Hear
can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, we hear you.
I
No,
heard that. Oh my God! I said, there you go.
Oh yeah, we thought you gonna have to go through that again, huh, Malik? For real,
yeah.
bro. Go. Yo, salute, bro. That was some good questions that you asked because I was thinking about something like that too. But you broke it down nice when you went into the like whole thing. Like I like how you broke that down. I like that, bro. Salute.
Mhm.
Yo, I got another question about that.
What's that?
Um, that's Malik, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
Malik.
Now, Malik, you're saying what you and Michael were talking about. Um, York had went into a chamber where he was dealing with the different roads from the lake from like the Ifa and stuff like that, right?
And
He
Risha and all that.
Right.
he
And
to
it was a book that he had. Was it a small red book with a picture of a legua on it?
can you hear me?
I
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
hear
Yeah.
you.
Okay, I don't recall what the book looks like, and the interesting is that I didn't know anything about it until I met Michael a few years ago.
Okay.
So it
Yeah, that'd
was
probably be a better question for Chuck. He said he'd be
yeah.
back in about an hour.
Now,
Okay.
what I do know is that some days prior to the land was raided, York began, and Chuck can confirm this, that York had them reading from the Psalms. Because in the Psalms, there's verses to ward off, like evil. So he had them doing things like that. And, I'm sure I don't know if you've heard Chuck talk about this, but, before on the land in the Black Pyramid, you would hear the that sound that the Buddhist monks make when they
Tomas
meditate.
said he said it
And,
was a 2-volume book of Ocha.
and, the meditation sound for the was replaced with gospel music, and more Dr. Pork was
Mhm.
watching TV, and there was a televangelist on TV. He goes, "I'm talking to you, Malachi," and he felt that the man was talking to him.
Mhm.
So he went and he had the arm replaced from the Great Black Pyramid and replaced with some Hallelujah,
Lord.
and basically embraced Jesus prior to going to prison.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it,
Everybody, a lot of
T'Challa.
people embrace Jesus before they go to jail.
I,
I
Also,
told you, everybody an atheist
I
till they
never knew
stub
that.
they toe in. It's oh Lord.
I
Hey,
say this.
Cupcake.
That's what I tell atheists too. I'm like, when you
After all that he embraced, so wait a minute, hold on, Billy. Wait. After all that he embraced Christianity,
He turned that
so basically
pyramid
that's like
into the
Constantine.
house of the
So he
Lord.
basically pulled the Constantine, son.
And
Constantine
he was pumping
act like he was
gospel
Christian in
music
the end
all over
after being
Tamaray.
a Roman the whole
now
time.
That's crazy.
how far he went with it.
That's crazy.
You don't say how far he went with it because he got locked up.
That's a major contradiction.
Yeah,
But it is
that's
confirmed, that did happen. But even um the when I first came on YouTube and I
mhm,
started talking about this subject, that was 2014, right?
mhm.
So a lot of people they didn't hear Chuck, and I'm not trying to um pat myself on the back, but like I put out Chuck's name via Sinetti's platform,
Okay,
Yeah.
and so the name began to catch on because
salute.
Wujahu also began to gain popularity in the Amara squad with the whole Metanetta, and Wajahu was York's legal advisor prior to Michael Bossier, and um, um, I had learned a lot of stuff. There was things I knew because my brother was an Ansar.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, my beef always was, when you hear Michael tonight, he said, "Oh, there's brothers that were jumped because they didn't make the quota." That's what happened to my brother. He was
Mm-hmm.
left home. He joined the community upstate New York. One time he was sick. It was too cold, and he got jumped by 3 men.
Mm.
And so that's been one of my beefs with them since. So when I was given the opportunity, to talk about it because nobody else was talking about it. Everybody's talking about Kemet, Hebrews, Moors. So I brought up the whole Dr. Pork shit. And it wasn't too popular. A lot of people didn't want to talk about it. It was I don't know why, but it was really hush hush with a lot of people, which I find kind of weird. And also there was the position that they didn't believe. A lot of people didn't believe he was a pedophile or anything he was charged with because he was black. So the argument was he's black, and they're putting him in the boat. They're putting him in the boat with a Malcolm. They're putting him in the boat with Matula Shakur. They put him in the
Mike fell off.
people that are real threats to the system, that are real political prisoners. And he's nowhere in the spectrum of that. And so I knew it. I knew it was true because like I was Muslim most of my life. So when I learned of York, that was the whole Ansar thing. So for example, tonight when you heard Michael talk about in the community the men and the women were separated and they couldn't sleep together, right? In Islam, that's not allowed. You have to sleep with your spouse. You cannot unless there's some type of illness. You know what I'm saying, that you're gonna get somebody sick, something like that, or some type of medical problem that you need to be in a separate room, whatever. But you have to be in the same room with your wife. That's
Oh,
not
I got it,
happening.
Jay.
So there's a lot of things that he did that supposedly as a Muslim that was like totally incorrect.
Mm.
And I really feel that if people were more educated on the religion of Islam when he was around, I really don't think he would have gained the popularity he gained. So when you hear about Imam Bilal Phillips and he wrote the Ansar Code book, he was the one who put it into York and Islam, York's version of Islam. So after that, then York goes to being a Hebrew, then going to being a Christian, then going to being an Indian, into all these different things. But his most successful and most powerful moment was the Ansar Law community. Like he really had Brooklyn, especially Bushwick Avenue. He had that shit on lock. I mean, even today, if you go to Bushwick Avenue and you look at some of the buildings and the architecture, you can see Arab, like an Arab type influence of architecture on the buildings, and that was from York. So he had this shit on lock. But what I wanted to say, I'll shut up, is the whole thing with the pyramids, for example. You'll hear people say, "Oh, what have you done? What books have you wrote? Look what he did. He built pyramids." All right. So first of all, he hustled the people. That's
Mhm.
first of all. He took people's money. It wasn't like he earned the shit legally, or
Mm-hmm.
so the pyramids, for example. There was the Century 21 building out in Atlanta, and in front of the Century 21 building is the Century 21 symbol. He hired white people, who he called the devil, to build a fucking black pyramid because he liked the way they made the Century 21 sign.
I
And
thought that was his
What?
followers that did that. Wow.
the pyramid is made out of fucking stucco and
So
plastic.
that's why that one looked different from all the rest.
Yes, the other pyramids were built by the people on the
Hold on,
land.
I'm gonna pull up. Let me see if I
Wow.
got the pictures on deck.
That he did not pay a soul. None of those people on the land got paid for building.
Wow.
That's insane.
The other thing,
Leak, I had one more question for you.
yeah.
Do you think that by the time York came around, that black people were kind of primed into these I don't want to say pseudo, but pseudo Islamic movements? So by York coming along with different rules but looking the part,
Mhm.
they were already primed to accept it.
I would say in small cases. So what I mean by that is if somebody was exposed to say the Moors or a nation of Islam or a nation of God's earth, it's a
Right.
possible. But when I would think about when you talk about like on a huger collective, I think people in that area is like, wow, look how they're dressed. They're very organized. They're very militant. Wow, look, they have this, they have that. Wow, he's speaking another language, and they were caught up in cosmetics.
I mean, people might think that's crazy, but I remember being a kid and
Mm.
seeing my grandfather in his Moorish regalia, and it was fascinating. And when he left to go to the temple when we were real young, like the kids in the neighborhood would kind of stop what they were doing and watch him because he had a cape on and the fez and you know and it was attention grabbing. So I can attest to that. I
Yeah,
experienced that myself in my childhood, so definitely.
I mean, think about the Nation of Islam. A simple suit and bow tie, clean shaven, well mannered, very disciplined. You know what I'm saying? That's attractive. Like when I see the Nation of Islam and how they move, even to this day, I'm like, yo, I think that's what's up. That's a really good thing, and I can see that can draw people into something. So now someone's on a spiritual quest, a religious quest to find God, and now you got this guy saying he's the Mahdi, and all these other things, and I can see that pulls people in,
Hmm.
especially when you got children speaking Arabic. You got the
Yeah,
school.
She was talking about the picture, Jaded.
yeah. I was trying to see which. Oh, you
Oh,
talking
Jaded
about
six
now
slash.
that the part that's in the middle with the gold around it. That's the thing that
That's
the
the one
Section
that the
21
white
came
folk
and built.
built.
According from what I was told, and Chuck can confirm this, that was the
Hey, Jaded, they say you sound like Inky.
I know. Hey yo, years ago, I jumped on a live on
He even
somebody on.
starts his sentences like Inky. I can't deal. Like earlier when we were in the live, I'm
Are
sorry,
you
Malik.
his
I know
long
you were
lost paternal twin or some shit?
earlier when he was on Uda's platform. He did not sound like Inky. I don't know what happened between then and now.
It might be
He was
just late
smoke.
and,
That's
and
what
I'm
was happening.
smoking, and when I'm high, I revert back to my hometown, and I
All
you know what I
right,
mean. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
all right, I'm done.
I'm on my sixth joint. So
Hey, beautiful. If you want to jump up, you can. This is the after party. It's a little bit different from the closed circle.
but you know, I agree with what Malik was saying, but I would just add this.
Now
People
that
want
y'all
to
have said that,
give
I can't get
the
that out my head.
leader people want to give the leader the props that the followers deserve.
Hmm.
They were the people that put the work in. You know what I mean? And the difficult part that I understand because I kind of am conflicted with is like all those people who idolized him to the point that they were trying to emulate him.
That's real. But you know what
You know what I'm
also
saying?
You know what? Also, though, Jada, not just the followers, right? Because when you think about followers, the followers, we think about them as a whole. But you got to, when you think followers, you're gonna think about the women, because the women are who make things, whether people want to think or
Yeah,
not. Want to be
you're right.
making a woman less all the time. The
You're right.
women who make things, man. The women are making children. The women are keeping things going. You see what I'm saying? The women are the ones that first to like believe in it, come in and start doing things too. Because a woman will support stuff even quicker 9 times out of 10 than a man would sometimes. So, so imagine just even the women. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the people. Because many people is being assaulted there in many ways. Because assault is not just a physical thing; it's emotional. He's separating the women from the men. All of that is psychological. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's you creeping around to see each other, like he said. He had to go on a visit to have sex with his wife, yo.
In the
You see, they
green
had to make an
room.
appointment,
Is that
son.
Tariq?
That's nasty.
They
In a,
had to have a
they
contest.
probably had cameras in there and all that.
Is that Tariq?
Hmm.
Is that Tariq Noel
Who?
that was
Yeah.
speaking?
Who me?
Nah, that's Uda.
Now
Oh,
that's Uda.
Ain't
yo,
nobody up here but me, you, Jaded, and Angela and Uda.
yo, he sounds like Tariq.
Lord have
Everybody
mercy.
sound like
Oh,
somebody
Jesus.
tonight.
Oh,
I was
Jesus.
about, I
Good
was
one.
about to say I was about to say shit. I'm falling back. Let Tariq talk.
Yo,
Tariq,
matter of
Now, I
fact,
was falling back in
in
y'all
honor,
talk, but
let me
y'all
go
know the
get
vibe. I
in
don't know
honor,
nothing. Y'all know the vibe. I'm
in
asking
honor.
questions that
Hold on.
I'm trying to find out. Y'all know the vibe. That's why I be trying to sit back and let y'all really talk because everybody be knowing more about the situation. Even C know way more than I know. She be putting me onto a lot of things as well. So
well,
you know,
I'll tell you another fun fact. So with Jahu, when he was living on land, he had asked Dr. Pork if he could get a little bit of land for the purposes of growing, food,
hmm
and it was granted. And I forget, I can't remember off the top of my head the amount of land that they had.
Oh,
It was several hundred acres.
my bad, Eric. I ain't hear you knocking at
Wait,
the
Malik,
door.
I missed you. What'd you say?
So
I'm sorry.
When Wajahu was on the land, it was him and two other people who had basically asked Dr. Pork if they could take a little section of the land and grow vegetables.
You said Ja Rule?
No, Wajahu.
Oh, Jawu. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And so I can't remember the exact acres of the land. It's like several hundred acres.
yeah.
So, ba-
444, maybe.
so how much?
444.
I think it was more than that. I
Not,
want.
Carnuna said 476.
yeah, Tarkino says it's 476 acres.
Jesus Christ.
And so out of those
That's a
acres,
lot of land.
out
That's
of
a
all
lot.
those, out of all those acres, York never had agriculture.
Nope.
And
He
and
only
the
used
people
that
was living. I
76.
heard the people was living all hard, and the kids and some people was like living
They
harsh
could
and
have
all that in
planted
the
gardens
I
out
conditions.
agree
there,
with
They're
you.
everything. They
living.
Meadows
living
and
good.
They
Gary.
were living in a barn, bro. And York had his own doctor on the land, right? His
Yeah,
Hmm.
doctor was there, and he wouldn't like let nobody see the doctor at one point.
I
That's
heard about
crazy.
that. I heard that was a red flag because I heard kids was getting pregnant, all type of stuff. They was doing a lot of inside work, a lot of like they
Hmm.
were doing things like inside, not going to hospitals and stuff like that to cover stuff. It was like a lot of stuff going on in there.
Yeah.
But I mean that even in that part, that's interesting to me because, this is my naivety to this whole subject matter speaking.
Mhm,
But if the money is coming from the people that are selling the products and the services, right? They bring the money back. It gets
mhm,
funneled down to wherever it goes to in the coffers. You would think that looking at your coffers versus your expenditures, especially for, I mean, did he not feed these people? Did they not have like any big
Girl,
dinners or
rice and
gather?
beans.
But
He
that's what
took
I'm
the
Remember,
saying.
he took
So,
remember,
the
remember
food
Michael.
stamps.
Remember Michael said that he would stash food.
right. But I'm just
He
saying,
was
like, they
eating
never
good, but
had
that was one of the tactics he used to get them children to comply. He basically
he would give them
starved them half to
snacks.
death.
Yeah.
And if you did what he wanted, then you got to eat better food and you got clothes and you got this and you got that.
Now
That just makes it all the
he's
more
on
worse.
footage. There's a video on YouTube. There's a snippet where he goes, "I had you sleeping on the floors with rats, and starving. I
Hmm.
put you through that." Yeah, so he admits it.
Thank you, Aku. But
That's
then
crazy.
he's also on the record begging the jail to move his cell because there was rats in there. His mattress was too hard, and the judge told him whatever conditions you in now is better than the people you had down on Tamaray. Boom.
Yo,
Yeah,
I
the
tell y'all a story.
76 acres were cultivated, and only like 19 were used. Cultivated meaning the trees have been cut down and stuff. The rest of it was like woodland and shit. Pure forest, virgin forest land.
I get triggered every time I hear rats because I remember rats being in mashed potatoes, and I ate mashed potatoes with rats before.
Oh,
So I get triggered when I hear about land with rats. It just bothers me.
my bad. Ah.
No.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
Uma
this though,
said that
but
I
she
don't
was
like
giving
rats,
her
man.
food to other
If you could
people.
change the topic on the rats, man. I don't like human rats. Nothing, man. Like
Oh,
no rat.
Tarnuna
But yo,
say
I'm
it's
gonna tell
on
you a rat
book
fact. Look,
page.
look, rat fact. There's a rat fact. Did you know that rats, when they eating, they be eating and peeing at the same damn time? That shit is some nasty shit. So think about that. So when that thing was eating a mashed potato, that thing is eating and peeing at the same time, bro.
yeah, son.
But that's just an
Ah,
even bigger thought to let
come
you know.
on, yo.
Thank you for that.
Ah,
Sort of like
Um,
it's sort of like when a fly
haven't we had enough for the night?
when a
I
fly
mean, come on.
when a fly lands on you, it vomits.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that like thinking about that point about like even the agriculture bit, and that's just what I'm big on, right? I
All
think
the
it
people
just
out there building
adds,
pyramids. We could have had
yeah, like there's all
10
that.
acres of that land cleared and they could have been self sufficient in like a
Right,
year or two
construction.
and
I mean,
kept
that place could have
expanding.
been
But
glorious.
no, you want
But
to build
it
pyramids and statues of
if
himself.
you follow
Bunch-
people who say they just want to do things, but they're not really laying out a plan and doing it in a responsible way, because
Pretty
it should
night
have
hotter.
been a real conversation about that kind of stuff. And I remember being in meetings, and there was a small little community out here, and some of the Washington folks came out, and they started talking about building a community, and they started talking about having some kind of spaceship looking pods
Uh-huh.
out in the water.
Oh,
And
and then go ahead.
nah, it's just like when stuff starts getting into the extravagant and the unbelievable, like it's not going to, even if it manifests, it ain't gonna be right.
Them folk already gone by that point.
I'm just
And
not
Moo had said when they went down there for Savior's Day, because it was like a 3-day weekend event, they used to be in there, the Nuwapians that stayed on the land, they used to be up there asking for money and this, that, and the other, because they couldn't leave. And they didn't have nothing. They was begging for money from the visitors so that they could get basic necessities.
I
It
heard
was
somebody say something about people doing strange things on the Savior's Day. I don't
yeah,
remember
that
what
too.
interview I heard, but people were seen doing strange things, so probably for money or even food. I don't know,
Yeah.
like you know.
I'm just surprised that there aren't more people speaking up that have like left that community about the conditions that they were in.
You would think.
They a lot
Yeah,
of
I'm telling y'all, go back and listen to them chapters of Ungodly. That mess is crazy. And then we done found out that his mansion was across the street from the damn school. And remember what Tarnoonan told us, wasn't nobody allowed to go up in that area.
Mm.
So put two and two together. I bet you one of the main rooms he stayed in faced that damn playground. Nasty bastard.
Malik, what were you about to say?
no, I said, a lot of people just want to forget about it. Especially
Mm-hmm.
especially I put it to you like this. On YouTube, the survivors that we've thus heard, like
Hmm.
that's nothing. Okay,
Right.
so we've heard Tariq, we've heard Sister Nikki, we've heard
Mm-hmm.
Habiba, we've heard damn, I forget the other sister's name. She can barely
Fatima.
her, but there's another sister. Damn, I can't remember her name. She can't even talk about it. Put you like that. It's just
Hmm.
not happening. She's gonna have a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Uh, there's another sister. She had a son due to being raped.
PCC.
You know,
Who's that?
son committed suicide because of who his father was.
Oh, pretty.
Just there's
Sorry,
the
Malik. Go.
person that I don't think would ever come on a platform
Mhm.
that I would
Yeah.
mention is a person named Issa.
Mm-hmm.
Issa is a survivor, and I believe Issa is a either transgender or transvestite now, or has been.
That's one of York's children, right?
Um,
Yikes.
I'm not sure, but what I can tell you is that Issa wrote a poem, and when he wrote the poem, that was what opened Pandora's box and made a lot of people come out and talk.
Oh,
Mm.
you said something pretty.
And then you got Tariq Noel's and Nikki Lopez's mother as well. She's come out and spoke.
Yeah,
Um,
Farouk. Well, he
but
wasn't a victim. He was just a member.
but then you got the members. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people that they really didn't see none of this, but they
Right.
may have had other experiences.
Right. Right.
And then you got some people that never had a bad experience.
Mm-hmm. They just got their wallet skint like Moo. Moo said that stuff started getting expensive. Issa was one of York's wife's sons. Okay, thank you, Tarnuna.
Yeah, he's in the room.
He's down in the chat. He said he gonna come up. He was doing
Tar-
something.
Tarnoon is extremely knowledgeable when it comes to this. Like,
Mm.
um,
Which one, Jaded?
The one that Malik is just talking about.
Oh, okay.
Hello, hello.
Yeah,
Yes.
that event that I was telling you about in the email.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there was a bunch of people. I don't want to say for certain, but when I asked, because I was on the door, so I inquired who these people were, because when Polite started speaking, they was talking shit about him the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Jada, are you on the DMV?
right now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I've moved around over the years, and I be all over the place.
Gotcha. Okay.
But but at that particular time there was an event in Bushwick, and
Not Crystal Beautiful. I
what was
believe
it
that's
called?
9 Ether
The
Science, but
Marcus Garvey, the
Tarnuna can tell
Marcus
you for
Garvey
sure.
Center, or the Marcus Garvey Community Center, or something like that. They had an event there.
Mm.
And I think that person that you were talking about, they was in that contingency. I don't know if that, I don't know if that's the case, but I think if that's the same person, I think that might have been them.
I tell you, what was this in 2013 or 14, when I was still in Zulu Nation, we had one of our anniversary nights we had in Brooklyn at the Hall of Knowledge, and I was doing security. And at the end of the night, the lights came on, and I'm with my friends. Like I'm near, I'm sitting. This is before I knew, we knew shit about Bambaataa. So, Bam is sitting there, all these other people sitting there, and my friends go, "Yo," he's like the Yorkians. They were like the Yorkians, checking you out, like they want to fuck you up. And I look up, and Sakina is standing there with two women next to her, and they whisper and they looking at me. Then
Mm.
there's this dark skinned dude with sunglasses on near the door, staring at me. And then there's a staircase on the wall that leads into the bookstore. And the guy doing security, yo, all five of them are just like staring at me.
Oh my God. Why?
They were pissed because at that time I had went on social media talking
Oh yeah.
about
Okay.
Dr. Port. Oh, they were pissed. They were so pissed.
Like a lot of this stuff, people operate worse in the gang. Like people, like
Mm-hmm.
Moore's approached me about making a meme about Teabag because I had a fez in it.
Lord. But it's
Have
Like
clearly
people take
mercy.
that
teabag.
serious. I don't
It's
But let me
care.
clearly
let me ask
teabag,
y'all
and he
this
wear
though.
fez.
Let me
I
let me
mean, they
ask
need to
y'all this.
stop.
Eric, what's up?
What's poppin'?
Hey,
What's
Eric.
going on as far as on the East Coast? As far as when you look at the nation of gods and earth, the Moors, the Nuwabians, the Bambata. I mean, why can't we just call it like it is? I mean, it's a bunch of cults, and the problem is that nobody wants to say nothing about it.
I think people are saying something about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I know I do.
After 25 years.
I mean, it takes a long time. Like if and that's what I was trying to get at earlier, brother. Um, the black community in general has been primed to accept these cults as something that's meaningful to our progress in this country. So when they see it, they look at it and they say, "Well, I'm proud. Those brothers look good and they look like they're doing something positive." So then no one says anything because on its face, it looks like it's positive. And the things that are negative, like every single one of those organizations, if you don't do something, like in the Nation of Islam, if you didn't bring in enough papers, you got beaten. Money from
Mm-hmm.
the papers, rather. In the Nation of Gods and Earths, if you didn't remember your lessons, you got beaten.
That shit
York
crazy.
group, if you didn't
That
bring in
shit
the
So,
crazy.
tapes,
That
you
shit
so,
got
but
crazy.
beat.
people gave that a pass because we view these organizations like people look at Garvey as righteous, and Garvey was killing black people, cutting people's hands off and sending them in the mail, all kind of wild shit. But we've been primed for it as a community, and I think it's disingenuous to say that it's something that's specifically happening on the East Coast because that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these so-called leaders, aside from York, came from either the Caribbean or the South to the East Coast.
Yeah, but the majority of your leaders that's in the United States from the past 25 years, they're on the East Coast. That's
They're
that's
on the East
Is
Coast, but
that's a
where did they
fact.
Eric, can
come
I
That's a
from?
ask you
fact.
a question,
Elijah
brother?
Muhammad came from Georgia.
That's a fact.
Timothy Poole came from North Carolina.
I'm just saying that
I
that's a
mean,
fact
Timothy
though.
Drew came from North Carolina. I'm just
Angie got
saying
a
that we
question.
can't say that it's a regional thing. People come to the East Coast because there's a bunch of people there. And there's a bunch of black people, and the wealth dichotomy is huge. So there's a lot of poor black people who got to look at rich white people all the time. So it's real
Angie got a
easy to
When you
kick
when
question.
that
you
shit
when
to
you
a
look
nigga
at
down
demographics,
over here.
but go ahead, sister. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is just purely out of curiosity, Brother Eric. But a couple of times, I think this is like the second or third time I've listened to you talk about these scammers and them coming from the East Coast. Is there is there something is there a reason why you mention that, or is it like you think that something is in the water on the East Coast? Like what's going on?
No, it's no reason that I have. It's just where it's popping right now because it's more popular out there in the
no,
East Coast.
he's Eric. Eric is actually on to something. If you listen to
The
if
East Coast
you
is
listen
one of the oldest areas in the USA. Go
if,
on, Malik.
if you listen to each one teach one, uh, I think they did a segment when they were MBK. They were talking about basically there were charlatans. And
Mm-hmm.
look, even to this day in New York, in the back of the newspapers, they'll have these dudes, claiming to be like witch doctors. So there's a history in New York where a lot of these people came from down south and migrated into New York up to the East Coast. This these charlatan type people. But then you got to think about too, like a place like New York. Some people call New York, um, or they'll call Harlem. They'll call it the Fertile Crescent.
Hmm.
Because you have, Garvey was there. Then the Nation eventually, Nation of Islam basically from Detroit, made its way into Harlem.
Hmm.
Daddy Grace.
The Nation of God's Earth, Sweet Daddy Grace. There's a lot of hit, even ISUPK.
Mhm.
ICA has its origin.
Father Divine.
So there's
Yeah.
there's a lot of history there. There's a lot of history there with different groups, and that's why a lot of people will call.
I just think that it has more to do with the pattern of black migration.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're right. There's a lot of people who came from the South that migrated up north, and people that did come from the Caribbean that migrated up north, like into New York. You're definitely onto something.
Right. But I
Yeah.
will say this as someone who's been around the country a little bit. Um, there is a dichotomy in the Northeast, and it might be because it's cold. It might be because of the wealth gap. I don't know, but people speak fast.
Mm.
Um, people have a idea about money that may be different from the way that people think in different parts of the country. So when someone's desperate, they kind of get to a point of doing whatever they have to do to make whatever they need to make.
Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah,
maybe
that's kind of why I
if
wanted to ask the question because I didn't know if Brother Eric had, like, there was a thought process behind. Because, like I said, I've heard him say it a couple of
I've
times.
heard I've heard a brother
Yeah.
from Connecticut come on the show and say it. And these New York scammers, and yeah, I know that some kids
New
from
York is a
Connecticut,
densely populated area,
right?
so you're
They
gonna have
learn to be
more
careful
scammers
to be
per
leery of
capita.
New York.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
there's so
But
many in there packed in such little space. It's gonna be more opportunists in that area. So yeah,
I mean, I've
everybody else kind
seen
of spread out.
to be
So
to
so
be
my
to be
thing my
completely
thing is
honest,
this.
I've seen more hustlers in DC.
My thing is this. Do it make it right? Is it
No,
right
it
or wrong?
doesn't make it right.
Hell no, it don't make it right. Beautiful if you
But
want to,
but
you
what
can
I
jump up.
all I'm saying is, brother Eric, is that people shouldn't uh, uh poison their shields, and this is what I mean by this. Um, if we say all the bad things come from New York, or all the bad things come from the Catholic Church, then you know what you do? You leave an open opportunity for someone who's scamming to come from something else and say, I'm not scamming because I'm not one of them New York niggas. Like, we just have to look at what a scam looks like and make people aware, and then adopt some easy strategies. Like, when you hear something and get excited, before you get excited, research it. Go past the first page.
Yeah, I
If
know.
someone offers you some
A lot of times you
financial,
have a lot of times you have a lot of Midwest, West Coast cats say that. You know what I'm saying? But then you also have to look at the negative contributions they have made to Black society when it comes to gang culture. You know what I mean? Uh,
mm,
we don't want to talk about that too much. You know what I'm saying? And I know I think Eric, you from Chicago, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Would you say gang banging and murder is murder worse than scamming?
No, I mean murder is, of course, that shit is just wicked as
Yeah,
hell.
so I mean see the thing is negativity and negative
Yeah, for sure,
influences
for sure.
universal in front in our society, black society all over America. You know what I mean? So it's not to try to like pit one against the other. Yeah, we do know that. Like, for example, I live in Florida, and every time they have those like spring break events, or they would have like a bunch of festivals in Miami, you got the country scammers come out, doing the three card
Mhm.
Monte and shell games and
Mhm.
all kind of con games and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Con games and scamming is universal, and then also you gotta look at even who it like if even when you look at Chicago, you gotta look at the Iceberg Slim influence when you talk about Trick Baby. You know what I mean? Had authors that came from like Donald Goins and all them cats that came from the Midwest, that wrote pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah.
the Bible
Bishop Don
on.
Bishop Don Juan.
No, I'm talking about Pimp by Iceberg Slim. Like Iceberg
Oh
Slim,
yeah, yeah,
it's a
for
book.
sure.
Yeah, they got it. Iceberg Slim wrote a book called Trick Baby. The Bible of the Black Con. how to run
Mhm.
cons. Then they even had Trick Baby the Lone Con. You know what I'm saying? So like in the 40s, the con game and the scamming, it was so prevalent. They wrote books on it. So
Hey,
it just
Prime.
moves. Yeah.
I remember when I was in the system, dudes used to read that book Pimp and be trying to pick up game and be sharing game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can attest to that. Like,
Yeah.
No, I mean, for me, it was just a general because I felt like, for like I said earlier, for Eric, there may have been um, some sort of conclusion to it, at least, thinking or pondering about the subject. But I mean, yeah, it's always going to be everywhere, but there is a case to make when we're pointing at a certain spot in the nation and seeing all of these folks rise out of that one place. Um,
Yeah, but
but
what I was gonna say, the thing I was gonna say is that I dealt with a lot of brothers out in New York as far as dealing with the Hebrew situation, as far as that ideology, as far as our thought process. So
mm,
it's just that's what I was on. That's it.
I got you. No, I was just interested because it sounded like there was more that you wanted to say. I just wanted to hear what the rest of that was, but it's cool. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna drop off. I'm like super tired. Like how long have we been at this?
Yeah, I think
hours.
we gonna turn in early tonight.
Yeah,
Oh Lord, I
it's
was
been
so
a lot.
excited. This done made me tired.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely has. And again, I just want to congratulate you, C, and everybody else that participated in making all of this since the inception of the beginning of the incident, which we know was Michael Noack. Um, it's definitely been a journey, and as we continue to go, it's just going to be even more interesting. But I'm telling you, I have to navigate some sort of time management because between work and parenting and being online with you guys, it is a lot. It is a lot. But
Hmm.
I'm here for it. I'm here for the shits. So um but tonight, sis is tired, but I just appreciate y'all. I appreciate having the conversations. I appreciate, going on YouTube and outside of a chosen few, seeing so many people like calling to question some of the things that have been going on for a long time. Um, and putting it to the light and saying we have to do something about this because these things we can't keep allowing people to abuse our children. We can't keep allowing us as men and
Mhm.
women to be in a back and forth amongst each other. And I just really appreciate all of that, because for me, like hearing conversations like this where I feel like something positive comes out of the other end, at least that's what I feel, it's not what I know. um, it's been a long time coming, for real.
Yes.
So that's all that I have to
Oh,
say.
I don't know, but this wasn't a secret angel because they didn't give me no details. But this was a little carrier pigeon. Somebody
Mhm,
sent me a carrier pigeon, and they
mhm.
said keep your eye out tomorrow evening. I heard somebody knock on the door, but I don't see nobody. Who?
Yeah, I
Oh,
heard
there
it
you go.
too.
It's QI. Hey,
Uh-oh.
we getting ready
Hey,
to
sis.
end it. You ain't sleepy, QI.
What's up? Is one
What's up?
community still in the building?
No. Hey, beautiful.
Ha- oh, you talking to me?
Hey, you guys, I can't hear
Oh,
Hey.
anything.
beautiful came in right after you.
Hey,
Hey,
you
Oh,
guys.
Nay.
okay.
Hey,
She was over there
hey.
too.
I've been following you, Triple C.
Uda
He
probably
must have
taking
went
a
to sleep.
nap.
Hi.
Yeah,
I
he
say he
must have
probably
went to
taking
sleep.
a nap. His
I was
live
trying to
stream is
support.
24 hours.
I
Well,
know.
who is
I was
Triple
trying to
C?
support all, and I went over. They're having a really good conversation, but at the same time, it's like they need some help.
Oh, the guys. Is that the guys? Are we on
Yeah,
different stations?
it's a girl and a guy, but like since I'm over here, we can let's recap this good interview that I be wanting to call their real name, but that CCT and Triple C Treehouse has had.
Now, who am I on? I'm on Triple C, right?
Yeah,
Right,
you at the treehouse.
I'm at the treehouse. And
right.
you, who I've been talking to, what's your name?
Me,
Yeah, you.
I'm QI, formerly known as BCFC or Black Conscious
Oh
Fraud
no.
Committee.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, you QI. Then I'm not
Yeah,
on Triple C. You're
No,
not
you're
I'm
Triple
on
Triple
C.
C.
Triple C. You are on Triple C TV.
This
Okay,
is Triple
okay.
C TV, but I changed the name to Trip C's Treehouse.
Okay, okay. Well, this is my first time on, and I'm honored. I appreciate y'all for telling me I could come up.
We're
I
honored to
went over.
have you.
Yeah, I mean, I jumped on because we were talking. They were in there talking about the fact about the game and how everything transpired back in the 50s and 60s, how we came to be where we at, and it kind of got to me a little bit because it's like right now is where we need to be, where we need to be training and teaching our babies. We need to not forget, but we need to hone in on what we need to do about this because
Yeah, we
we know
gotta
what the
forget too. You was right. We gotta forget to know where we
but
should be
we
at.
got to correct it. We got to correct it because we
Yeah.
got children now that are being taught by little Nas. We got children now that are being brought up
Okay.
into some more stuff, and we need to curtail that. I'm 65 years old, and I'm seeing too much that I don't like what I'm seeing, and I know that it's a bad road ahead.
We gotta correct it. It's like, and then people be looking too in depth. It starts with self
Mhm.
first. You cannot help anybody until you first help yourself. Then it starts
Absolutely.
with your family. How you here like preaching to the rest of the world when your family is not intact? You know what I mean? Because if you can't help your own family, then you can't help the rest of the world. And then it starts with community. After family, then community. It's levels and steps to this. And we have to follow those. And if we do that, then it will lead to a combined unity. But unless you follow those steps with self, I got to get myself together, family, you know, like I got to get a family together. And how can I help anybody else until I help self and family? And then community, and then we branch out worldwide because it's called small cells. Small cells lead to big cells, and that's
Somebody
how
else
you
knocking.
produce unity.
Didn't nobody want to knock on the door till I said I was going to bed. What's going on? Hey, Eric.
I'm sorry. Here I go again. There you go again. Let me get up off of here.
Yeah, beautiful jump up. Eric didn't jump back up. We gonna continue this tomorrow though.
Yeah, yeah,
I
we
used up
got
all
it.
my energy with my brain
I
running
know
around
you
like a
did. You've
rabbit
been you've
damn
been
squirrel.
you've been going hard though, and and I already know you. I'm right behind you, and I already knew what you would. And salute, sister. Nothing but respect there and love.
Pretty. Thank you, baby. I don't know why I slept last night. I'm just tired as hell tonight. I
Now
think
you've
it
been
was the
going hard though. You've
anticipation
been
killed
you've been
though.
going hard in the paint though. You've been using a lot of energy. I heard I was over there. I might not jump in the chat all the time, but I was over there when you was going off on them
New
new
Wabians
Wabians and stuff.
this
Yeah.
morning. Too, girl. I wanted to shake both the shit out of both of them. But
And
I told
like
them, what's wrong with you?
I merged that I merged and formed the Aboriginal community. So I went through that myself, and that's what I was trying
Oh,
to
so
let
you
you
was
know. I
fighting
know
all
how it
the
is.
nasty New Wapians. Them
Yeah,
motherfuckers
and like
ain't even
I
now
got attacked and doxxed.
all you gotta do is ask them where they leave their kids with Kathy Johnson.
Nah, but see, here's the thing they was doing over there with us with the Indians, right? They was coming in and they don't never tell you they Nubian. They come in all in disguises and then
Girl,
they like
Black Chief Eagle or Black Chief
right.
Eagle Thunderbird. That's all you
But
gotta
then
know.
and then they be
KY jelly.
pushing that Nubian
Mm-hmm.
philosophy. And then we go against that Nubian philosophy because they got mad at me because I produced a Southern Poverty Harriet Southern Poverty Law page where they're listed
Yeah.
as terrorists, and so they was like, "Oh,
They
you an
still
agent?
get this terrorist.
Yeah, you're an agent.
Your
You're an
volume
agent."
don't never work, hon. You're gonna have to make sure you allowed your microphone. If you see a little red circle with an X through it, you need to click on that. Buy a little mic.
But I'm finna go so you can get some sleep, and like we gonna continue. Like I done been through my little thing, but I'm hoping to bounce back. I
140.
I go through my little mind things because I'm gonna miss my grandma, but I'm back. I'm back. I can't let this situation die. I'm gonna have to put the nail in the coffin.
Thank you, sis. Thank you.
Can I say something?
Go
And
ahead.
I wanted to bring some attention to a hair product, you guys, if you don't mind, because we all use them.
Mm-hmm.
African Pride. Okay. I used this product 2017. All my hair came out. I had locks down my back. All my hair came out. I started suffering with blood clots all over my body because it has rat poison in it. All natural hair products have rat poison in it. And I just wanted to do that as a service announcement. Y'all look in your closet. Look, men and women. That's why we're bald headed. They are putting rat poison in our hair products by the name of Coumadin. I know y'all know what Coumadin is because they give it to our relatives to thin their blood. It's in the hair products. I need you to check your products in your closet. I need this to go wild, worldwide.
What type of hair products are you talking about, Jill?
All natural hair products for natural hair. Every one of them have
Not all
Coumadin.
of them. She talking about African
Listen,
Pride. African Pride is
listen.
not 100%
Listen
natural.
what I'm telling you, baby. Johnson and Johnson. Listen to what I'm saying. I've been
Johnson
doing this.
Johnson and Johnson is not natural. In fact, they're responsible for spreading ovarian cancer.
Well, they have the Coumadin in their products too.
Yeah, they got a lawsuit out with Johnson and Johnson right now. But like natural is you got to learn herbals and what plant based
know
is
what
and what plant.
this QI. This QI talking to me, right? This is QI talking, right?
Yes.
Okay, QI. Believe you me, when you hear me talking, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, sweetheart. I already heard. I know you too. So believe you me, when I step and I say what I'm talking about, I know what I'm talking about. I know about natural. I know about all that stuff too. So believe me, I know what I'm saying. Just let me do what I'm saying, and then you can say what you're gonna say. Cholesterol, the hot oil treatments, they have it in there. All I'm saying is look in your products that you think is for your hair and find Coumadin. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say it's natural or whatever, but I'm trying to say I bought stuff for my natural hair and it messed me up. I relinquished the mic.
Thank you, beautiful, for that public service announcement for the night. Do we have any last words before we shut down? Diane, can you hit me with a weed and rainbow? I've missed you. Hi, Diana. Any last words? Any last words? Kuda?
I just want to say great interview.
Thank you, Prime.
Yes, great interview. Sure.
Great work in general.
Thank you.
You going to
Good
bed?
night.
Night. Do I know what?
You guys are going to bed?
I'm going to bed.
Oh, all right.
Somebody slammed me with the sleepy stick. I don't know. Maybe it was the adrenaline or something.
The next interview needs to be on Kyrie Irving.
I'm wide awake, so I might go live if y'all want to jump over.
Uda's still live though.
Uda live, we go over there.
Uda, you still live, right? Lord, he done disappeared just that fast.
Yeah, I'll tell you about Pickle Man's origins another day.
Say that again.
I'll tell you about Pickle Man another day.
Oh, I'll stay up for Pickle Man. Go ahead.
All right, so Pickle Man used to be.
Hell no. Hell no.
He used to be a road manager for Chuck Norris,
Mm-hmm.
and that was in 1975. And he met York in Manhattan. And Pickle Man used to be a drug mule for the Dominicans in Washington Heights. So Pickle Man was basically an outstanding drug mule. He never got caught, and he could smuggle coke anywhere. So him and York used to just chill in the studio on Hart Street, and that was it.
And he
And
just
that,
threw him in the
people,
book.
is the secret
He
life
just
of
yeah,
Pickle Man.
he said let me get somebody to draw a picture of you,
No,
and he
Mike.
said just wear
Well,
your tidy whities and put this utility belt on and put it on, and we'll just draw you up and put you in the book, and that's it.
Cold Cat, right?
What the fuck is? See, once again, what the fuck is going on with the East? What the fuck is going on with the East Coast?
Oh,
Cocaine's a
my
hell of a drug.
Hey, yo, sir, I would never in any of my days ever put on some tidy whities and a belt and say call me Pickle Man, even if my name was Pickle Man. It's not an East Coast thing, yo.
I mean, do you notice he wears tidy whities?
Hey, Uda, what the fuck is going on out there, bro?
I can't breathe.
Oh no.
He does. He wears a utility belt with tidy whities, and he's just posing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yo, I can see an action figure, son. Like I can see York playing with Pickle Man
Oh,
You
action
don't need
figures in
no
the
Pickle
pyramid.
Man action figure.
So wait a second. Are y'all ready for this? I swear on my mother, when you go to Bushwick to the bookstore for $50, they had a life-size Dr. York fucking Barbie doll
No, they didn't, son.
I
No, they
remember that.
with a
I
fucking
remember that was something I read.
with an attachable cape.
With an
Oh,
attachable cape.
this is my man from Killer Priest.
Yo,
This is my
didn't
man.
Umar have a doll?
This Iron Sheik on there.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't
Oh,
Umar have an action figure
I was
too?
on Killer
Yes,
Priest
he
for a minute,
did.
but
Looking like a little Superman. They drew him a little cartoon.
Oh man. Yo, they all be running the same
York
game.
got a whole daggone shrine. They got a shrine with a big old, almost life-size statue of York. I said, what in the entire hell when I saw that shit? Hey, Dino,
Is
we
it in
make
the
Dino
court
fall out the
documents?
branches all the time.
Oh wait, I think it's on Google. I think I found it. Hold up. Oh, I found it.
You know what? Them shoes was all that
It's
Polite
on
had on.
Google. He got like a white shirt and a black vest,
yes,
and then it comes with a little Egyptian outfit on the side.
yeah, like he looks like he's at a blackjack table. That's how he
Hey
dressed.
yo.
With the feds, yeah.
Hey yo.
See you
And
later,
they
Yo,
got a
beautiful. Have a
crown
good
next to it
night.
too.
I was gonna buy that for my people
Yo,
for his
damn Polite
birthday.
had the same outfit.
They all had the same outfit. They wore like every day. It's like
Oh, you
it
must
was.
not have seen the pictures yesterday, Jaden. Hold on, let me pull them joints back up.
They had.
Send me some pictures.
Oh no.
See the way these was bad. We get to see the
is
cowboy
Minister
outfit.
Is Minister Inky on there?
No,
Inky?
this jaded.
Yeah, everybody thinking Jaded is Inky tonight.
Yo,
Once
why
I heard that shit,
everybody
I
think
can't
Jaded
unhear
is
it.
inky though? That is
Cause you
so funny,
sounded
yo.
dead like Inky tonight, dude.
That's why I
That's
have my screen up too, but I don't feel like having people stare in my face all
Yeah,
night. Nobody else got their face up.
yeah, he does sound like Inky. Yo, Tasha, I need to
Huh?
talk to
Say what?
you. Got Inky's number, don't you?
Yeah.
Yo, you need.
Inky's number is on every video.
He never picks up when I call. I squashed it with him through an email, but I just wanted to talk to him and be like, you know,
You want me to hit him up tomorrow and tell him you want to holler at him?
yeah. And I want you on the call so you can hear in case this motherfucker tries to record and shit. I'm gonna tell him like, don't be recording our conversation. Damn it, I got lawyers.
All
Okay.
right.
Whew, it's challenging in the conscious community, boy.
Ain't it though?
It is. It's why I call it the science community. Fucking con.
Excuse me.
But look, who was the coldest out the conscious community as far as bringing information?
Dr. Pork. He's the king.
Yeah, because he got everybody information.
He's shit. Ain't nobody. There's nobody stopping. Even if you took any white cult leader, nobody can top Dr. Pork. It's impossible. He's been there. He's done that. He
He
can't.
had that it
Where was
factor.
Sarah
Just
Suden
he
Teddy
was
at
getting the wrong.
on the list? Where was Sarah Suden Teddy?
On the list of cult leaders,
Yeah, yeah.
does he have a cult?
No, I'm just saying, where was he at with the information? Sarah Suden Teddy.
I mean, my ultimately the
That
the
motherfucker, he was the DMX of the conscious community to me.
yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think that the issue with Sirasu and Seti was that he was pushing a narrative in the black community that led up to the whole Black Lives Matter, and then subsequently the white people running up in the Capitol. I don't think that was productive because that led to the government feeling like uh, the citizenry was so quote unquote out of control that now they have to put these ridiculous mandates on a disease that is no worse than the flu.
He felt.
So
He
when
felt.
I look back at SETI and a lot of his rhetoric, I have to say I disagree with it. But in terms of speaking about Egypt
Yeah.
or exposing, different leaders,
There it is.
I mean, I think that he was proficient.
Put it like this:
That's the doll, right?
him, and Young Pharaoh.
That's the statue that
This,
they was praying. They got a whole
Oh,
freaking
hold up,
shrine.
wait.
he
Huh?
fell off. He started fucking with Young Pharaoh, and things that he was against, Young Pharaoh taught, right? And so then the next problem is like him and Young Pharaoh were going to debate the Amira squad over if the metanet has been deciphered. So if it had, so they're saying it hasn't been deciphered. So if it hasn't been deciphered, why is your name Sarah Suit and Seti? If it hasn't been deciphered, then why you say Kemet? You know what I mean? So it's like this little shit. Like he just, I don't know, man. I like his energy, but
I mean, I saw a video of him talking to the police, and it was like I didn't like the way that he was interacting with the police did not seem consistent with a revolutionary.
oh,
And I'm a person who've
call me.
interacted with the police, and they don't, you know what I mean?
You
So
talking about
yeah,
you talking about
that's kind of like turned me off. Like if you're talking about in those kind of terms, like
Now I'm gonna keep it real walkie talkie. Man said he was cold than a motherfucker.
walkie talkie?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real walkie talkie. That motherfucker, man said he was cold than a motherfucker.
I mean, he did a great job exposing Dr. York, though. He did a really good job. You know, there's the video up where he's talking to Dr. Ben, and Dr. Ben's talking about how York tried to run him over with the car and shit.
We'll be up here all night, and I'll be done pull the Uda on y'all. The Uda. Uda over there trying to take his nap his damn self.
mm-mm.
Well, look, I'll hit you up tomorrow, yo.
Cold cat, it do look plastic or some kind of cheap ceramic.
I'm in and
That's
out, but it's the weekend, so you know what I mean. If we doing late night, I'll be back, but I'll be in and
if
out.
I wake up late night. Other than that, I'm gonna be in here drooling on his pillow. Da, da. He
You
either digging in the pantry, sleep, or he taking the dog on his marathon to Ellis Island again.
What's
yo, what
y'all
up?
opinion on Kyrie Irving? What's y'all opinion
Who?
on Kyrie Irving?
I didn't even hear nothing about it. That's why I was asking what happened.
I
Cold
see
cat.
what happened.
Shaq said they need to trade him right now. This Shaq said he said fuck him.
Cold cat. I don't think there is a pickle man statue. Malik.
Mm. I
Oh, he
mean,
done
yo, to
dropped
be
off.
100% honest with you, yo, during the school year, I'm way too busy doing school to be. I haven't watched basketball in years. In that respect, like I keep aware of like the people in terms of like the news and things like that, but I haven't sat down and watched the basketball game in years.
We finna go to bed, or at least I am. Uda ain't answering, but he'll get
Yo,
up.
what up? I
He's
said,
finna
what's
get up.
up? I'm right here.
Oh, you going live on yours? Cause I can't. I'm
I've
finna go to
been live.
sleep.
My channel, I'm already live. My shit been running for 40 hours.
That's what I'm saying. But go drop your link, and I'm finna
I'm
go to
on my
bed.
phone though. My shit is over there. Drop my link. You can't tell somebody drop my link from.
No, it's about the restream in your chat, silly.
Oh, my restream link in my chat. Okay, shit. All right, cool. So then, y'all just come over then. So just come on because I was playing the preview of
I'll
what
be
was
in the
happening
chat.
earlier.
I
All right,
already
so
got
come
it
over.
rolling. I just got it on mute. But I
Come
was
over
just
then.
telling everybody if they wanted to keep going to go over there and get in the restream over there because you still up. I thought you was asleep or just walking the dog.
Come on, no matter to me. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Cause I had something. I had the earlier thing when Debo was on earlier. I
What
had
kind
that
of
playing
chick?
for them so
Hey,
that they could
Malik
see
done
that.
left. Sat. You have to
I had
hit
to let
Malik
them
with the
deal with
questions
Debo,
when he
man.
in the chat. And we finna go to, he got us
Hey, yo,
stuck.
somebody, yo, is that is Sat 12 Sonetta?
I
Nah,
highly
Sat 12
doubt
is
it.
Sat. I don't think
Sat
Sat
12
12.
been in here all day. I
Nah,
think
Sat
they
12
just
is not
new
Sat.
and curious.
Yo,
But
my
we
man
gonna
said,
end
what
this
type
here
of
now.
female you
I
think you're
thank
attracted
everybody that came to the after party. Like I said, family, we had a powerful interview tonight. So if you still ain't sleepy and want to keep the party going, One Community is still streaming. So just go over there. The treehouse finna swing into a pile of pillows and fall out for the night. So this is Trip C's Treehouse, where we keep things swinging and we